demonstrate how to get a quality map output using Lowrance HDS and BioBase. I'm first going to talk with you about how we get our settings correct, and then we'll do some mapping. For logging BioBase data, you need to have your broadband sonar frequency set at 200 kilohertz because that's the mandatory frequency for BioBase outputs. Another really important setting is the range. On the sonar, the broadband sonar, the range needs to be set at auto. It should be by default. We just want to make sure that though before we start logging the data that those settings are correct. So we're going to make sure that that's at auto, and it is. We're also going to look at too the ping speed. Take that down to 15. There's one other setting to check in the sonar main menu. And in order to get to that sonar main menu, we go to the settings and we go to sonar. And what we want to do is we want to make sure that our fishing mode is set to shallow water. One of the key things though to remember is that you don't want to change these settings while you're recording data. So what we've done here is we've actually uploaded what's called a GPX file that has lines going perpendicular to the longest shoreline. And these are going to be our guidelines for ensuring that we have the desired level of coverage. A good rule of thumb is 40 meter spaced transects, or approximately 120, 130 feet. You can create these GPX files in a range of free programs. A popular one is Google Earth. You can create these guidelines and save the GPX file that you can later import into your HDS. And I'll actually show you how we imported them. It's a very easy process. We put our card in with the GPX file that we saved after we created the transects. Now we're going to go to the page menu and we're going to go to files. This file is called Gray's 40 meter transect. So I find the file and I just hit import. Yes. Now it's importing. It says it's complete. So now what we can do is we can close, and there you can see on the left is our transects. These are going to be our guides for going back and forth. You can also see I got a course extension line and a heading line that's going to kind of help me keep my bearings straight as I'm going back and forth. Now we're ready to log sonar. So we go to the log sonar option. And the key thing to remember here is we've got to make sure that it's selected to the memory card and not the internal memory. And it says here, save to memory card. That's what we want to do. Keep all the other defaults as is, and then we're just going to hit record. And we'll see a red dot in the upper part of our sonar screen, and then also a flashing file status indicator in the bottom of the screen. Try to keep the files at no longer than an hour. That just ensures that the file's a manageable size and it uploads quickly, processes quickly. So now we're logging the data, and we're just going to go back and forth following our transects. A rule of thumb is you want, for the most precise BioBase output, you probably don't want to go any faster than 6 miles an hour. And to get the most precise output of depth, bottom composition or hardness, and vegetation abundance. And what we're doing right now is called active mapping. We're deliberately covering water, and that's what we're out here to do, is to just map. There's also passive mapping, which is very popular with a lot of our customer base in the US and abroad, where they're out sampling the lake for whatever purpose, whether it be sampling fish, water samples, aquatic plant samples, and you're going to log the data. You're going to log your sonar data while you go sample the lake. Kill two birds with one stone. You start at the launch, you press start, and you go do your thing, recording the bottom data the whole time you're doing that. You're probably going to have a clipboard or a tablet or something where you're recording this information. So the whole time we're logging data while we're picking through this sample, and now we're going to go to the next site. And we're going to do the aquatic plant sampling that we would have done if we didn't have BioBase, but now we have BioBase and we can get so much more information without doing any more additional work.